Smacking, cracking, and watching. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. I'm so sorry, guys. You know what? Honestly, I just did not do the review. Bottom line, point blank in the period, I just did not do the review for The Gifted. Here I am. Here I am, baby. Okay, getting these two out right now. The Gifted, season 1, episode 9. This episode is called outFox. And as soon as I finish this review, I'll be doing episode 10. Out the gate, I think we really have to address Andy and Laura Strucker. Why? People, they linked hands. And they created this magical, massive, powerful combination of power within their hands. Man, this force, it was so strong. It was deadly. They come from a strong genetic background. Their grandparents, Andrea and Andreas Strucker, the Von Strucker twins, their ancestry is crazy. We know Fenris is involved. The translation for woof. It was so cool. I felt it was so cool to see the book with their family history in it. Honestly, that's what it was, and it almost was like a book you can go see at Barnes and Nobles, the library, anywhere where you would just pick up an X-Men book. I thought it was super cool. They spoke about the Hellfire Club. They spoke about the X-Men. Can we dive into that real quick? They talked briefly about the X-Men and how they fleed. Andy pushes, Lauren pulls. This episode was off the chain. At the end of episode 9, they had to make a huge decision. The huge decision involved using their powers for good, which would also maybe free them, but kill everybody else in the building. And Lauren was about that life. Usually, our guy Andy is a little bit reckless. He's immature. He's the youngest of basically the whole building, but he made a very mature decision, and the siblings were captured. I hate to see it happen, but Esme, or however you pronounce her name, she played them. She played them so strong that I don't like her. I didn't like her peeping, listening to Polaris have her nightmare. If you're going to listen and be a weird lady at their bedroom side, at least wake her up. At least wake her up and be like, hey, girl, you okay? I know I shouldn't be here, but you were struggling in your sleep. You were knocking stuff over. I mean, you saw everybody. Can we talk about her dream real quick? Everybody was locked up, even down to the baby. Polaris, baby. I couldn't take it. I said the baby in the baby carriage in jail, behind bars, trapped. And the crazy thing is no one saw her. She was invisible. Isn't that the worst thing you could ever feel? Is to feel invisible as if no one sees you. And Lorna was struggling with that. I hate to see her like that. It wasn't even a dream. I would call it a nightmare. Another thing that I really liked about Polaris was her brass knuckle spoon utensil wear. That girl will mess you up at the buffet, at the bar, at the drive-thru. It doesn't matter because that anger consumes her. But that is who she is. I mean, she is kin to Magneto, right? Dr. Roderick Campbell, injured, we know, because of Reed's pappy, tore that man up during the whole chaotic situation at his shop. He said, hey, I will sacrifice my life so my son can live. But in the meanwhile, everybody else, all y'all could get it. Blah, 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 blah. Everything happened. And we saw him in the ER being treated, face covered in so many bandages and gauze, to where I said, wow, he has significant damage to his face. So what's going to happen? Either he's going to have a cane, he's going to have a wheelchair, he's got to have something villain-like to give him that thing. Is he going to have a scar? Is he going to come back with a different voice? What are we looking at? And obviously, if they're keeping it how I think they'll do it, he's going to have a vicious scar on his face. Ooh, and I'm not talking Lion King. But you know what I mean. All villains have that little bitty thing about them to make them stand out, mysterious, and it's just what it is. It's what makes a good villain on a movie, on a book, in film, a cartoon strip. It doesn't matter, right? What did we learn about relationships, though, real quick? We learned that every relationship involved in The Gifted, no more secrets. They don't want any more secrets. One of the best quotes is, hey, yo, with Jace and his wife. One of the best quotes comes from Jace and his wife. When will you be home when the job is done? Here's the thing. We know, as fans, us, Smack and Crack and Watch us, the job is never going to be done, right? Blink got caught. I really hate to see her get caught like that. But she's got to really own her own craft. She's got to not just own it, but she's got to believe it. When she starts believing in herself, everybody in this is undergifted. They're young. They haven't, took full advantage of what they're capable of doing. They don't have it. It's not like, what we're used to seeing. And I like that. They're vulnerable. And things I really liked about this episode is when they linked hands and the powerful force happened. The favorite shot would be inside the vault. They've teased us all season for 8 episodes of not going in the vault, but outside the vault. We saw the X, and I feel like that's a shout out to X, man. What up? We saw a flip phone. We saw a concert t-shirt. Shouts out to 1984 and Thunderbird. But inside that vault, man, when their hair was going slow motion, the safe boxes, some of them were open and no one could, they had no idea what they could do, but they united and they made it happen. That's what I loved about episode 9, outFox. Caitlin, you can't save everybody. You can't save your kids. I know those are your babies, but they're taken. So here's the thing. How are we going to get them out? Episode 10. How are we going to get them out? Is Esme going to tell the truth about why she's down with the crew? Because she's sneaky. Well, Dreamer, I feel like Dreamer's going to do something real shady before this whole season is up. I don't know. That's how I feel. Maybe her shade is already completed with what she did earlier to Blink. How are we going to get Blink out? How are we going to get the Strucker kids out? That's what I'm saying. Let's jump into episode number 10. Episode 10, this episode is called Exploited. Dr. Campbell was so shady. I'm talking about, his scar brought me to think about all the bad guys out there. The diamond guy from Bond, Austin Powers, Dr. Evil. He's got a vicious scar. Here's the thing. I felt bad for the kids. I really did. But they reminded me so much of Michael and Janet. I'm just saying. Human choices for a human future. Here's the thing. You will always be in a world full of you versus them versus the have and have-nots versus the enemy versus your friends. And Senator Montez, the world is not fair. Her homegirl wants the baby to grow up in a world where the world is fair. It's not fair. That's why it's called the world league. It's not called mine in the way we want it. It's just how it is. I feel Dreamer just can't hold her own in jail. You can't falter. You can't go from being free to being locked down. She went from wearing a beautiful necklace like she does to that collar. That collar is horrible to see on these people. You're treating them like a dog. I know dang on well, I'm back on this because Stacey was acting a little scandalous, like Olivia Pope needed to come through because she had eyes for the senator. Girl, I see you. Jace has 9 lives like a cat. He seems to always fall on his freaking feet, even though he got shot this episode. But in the beginning, it's like he's got a good side, he's got a bad side. He's evil with interrogation techniques. He's ugly. Jason Pitts from the game. I couldn't believe it. He's causing, a casualty. The casualty of us losing Dreamer, maybe. She might not be dead though, right? They have ways to revive people. Anyway, he's saying it's an incident. His wife is at gunpoint. He gets shot. So much going on for him this episode. Here's the thing. I'm happy that they did not break free at that particular moment because it made it seem real, a little bit authentic. However, Dr. Campbell, I'm disappointed with him because he treated them like a zoo, like they were zoo, and he said, clap, bring out the seals, and it was a trick. It was pretty bogus because we lost Dreamer in the process. Maybe we did not. I'm sure they have a way to revive people when they die. It could have been all a hustle. I'm not sure. Some type of scare tactics. They killed Dreamer. Dirty rat tased Marcus. Is she good? Marcos, is she good or is she bad? I don't know, man. It's 3 of them. It's a trio. Fire. I didn't expect that. I did not see it coming. This episode was pretty dang on good. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. 9 and 10 is done. Can't wait for the next one to hit. Show returns January 1st. I will see you guys. Bright Eyed Bushy Tail. I'll be there on time. And I can't wait to see what happens next.